James Comey's daughter offered to release Epstein in return for false claims about Trump. Wow. Wow, wow. I mean, turns out James Comey's daughter is just as corrupt as he is. I mean, just as evil, just as bad, just as tedious as James Comey. So we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There you'll find a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Slay News, and they report that Jeffrey Epstein allegedly told his former cellmate that federal prosecutors in New York offered to let him walk free if he falsely implicated President Donald Trump in his crimes. Wow. The allegations were revealed in a newly surfaced pardon application. Epstein, arrested in July 2019 on sex trafficking and conspiracy charges, briefly shared a cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center with former police officer Nicholas, and I can never say this dude's name right, Tartaglione, whatever. Y'all know. At the time, Tartaglione was awaiting trial on a quadruple murder case. Tartaglione, 57, now claims Epstein confided that prosecutors pressed him to tie Trump to his crimes. I mean, of course we knew this was happening, but this is more proof and evidence that they were trying to pin the whole Epstein stuff on him. And we know that Trump really had nothing to do with it, because if he did, they would have nailed him for it years ago. The allegation is detailed in a July pardon application obtained by the New York Post. Quote, prosecutors told Epstein that if he said President Trump was involved with Epstein's crimes, he would walk free. In a petition to be pardoned, Tartaglione wrote. He also alleges Epstein said that then lead prosecutor Maureen Comey, the daughter of disgraced former FBI director James Comey, told him, quote, he didn't have to prove anything as long as President Trump's people could not disprove it. This is disgusting work. This is how bad they hate Trump. This is how bad they was trying to get Trump out the paint. They were willing to make stuff up. And of course, this is nothing new. We see this time and time again, them making stuff up on Trump to try to take him out. And again, Maureen Comey is just as bad, if not worse than her father. The filing further claims Comey said the FBI was, quote, her people, not his, President Trump's people. Tartaglione says Epstein insisted, quote, President Trump was not involved in Epstein's crimes. Again, we know this already. If they had something on Trump, if Trump was any way involved, they would have been pinned this on Trump. The documents do not specify what allegations prosecutors wanted Epstein to make. Epstein, who had ties across political and corporate circles, faced charges that carried a potential decades-long sentence at the time of his death. Maureen Comey, who led the prosecution in Tartaglione's murder case, was fired by the Department of Justice in July. This is why she was fired, because she would do corrupt things like this. And then the mainstream media come out there, oh, Trump's firing prosecutors and all these other things, and the DOJ. This is why. The DOJ was corrupt to its core. She has not yet commented on the allegations. Of course not, because it's true. Epstein's final weeks in MCC. Tartaglione, I can say his name different every time. Y'all know I be messing up these names. And Epstein shared a cell until July 23rd, 2019, the night the late pedo was found with bruising on his neck and what officials called a suicide attempt. Epstein was then moved to suicide watch and later assigned a different cellmate. On August 10th, Epstein was found dead in his cell. His death was officially ruled a suicide, though persistent security lapses missing video footage, and conflicting accounts from staff have fueled ongoing public scrutiny. And, you know, I've covered all of those things before. Tartaglione prosecution manipulated evidence. Tartaglione, a former Westchester K-9 officer, was later convicted of murdering 4 men after suspecting an employee had stolen drug money. He is now serving a life sentence. In his pardon request, Tartaglione claims he was framed. He alleges a seized mobile phone was tampered with to add his name as a contact. Video evidence was altered, spliced, mutilated, and destroyed. A cooperating witness, Joseph Biggs, fabricated details after meeting prosecutors 30 times. Biggs later received a 17-year sentence rather than life after admitting to pulling the trigger in one of the killings of cooperating with government. I mean, heck, if I had a life sentence and you would change my sentence to 17 years for admitting to a crime that I didn't do, I would admit to it too. I mean, who wouldn't, right? You can't really trust this. But I'm not caping for the dude though. He might have did these killings. I don't know. I'm not saying that he's not innocent. I'm not saying that he's innocent or anything like that. But I mean, be honest. Anyone would cop a plea to that to get a lesser sentence. But at sentencing, the judge criticized Tartaglione's conduct, saying he cared more about animals than the people he killed, calling him delusional and citing overwhelming evidence. Safety concerns after Epstein's death. Tartaglione says he has survived multiple attempts on his life inside federal custody since Epstein's death. He says the attacks include assaults that left him with a metal plate in his head. Somebody didn't want this guy to talk, right? Wow. Crazy, crazy stuff here. This is big information about Comey's daughter. Again, she is corrupt as I don't know what. I'm glad she's no longer she's no longer a federal prosecutor. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.